Hi, everybody, and welcome to Generation XYZ. I'm Kevin Ferguson, the Money Man. I've got Oliver Keohane, the Money Boy, or the Moneyless Boy. I'm not sure what to call you these days. And Shakes Rampedi up in Johannesburg. Hi, Shakes.
Hey, it's good to see you guys. Eh? Are you guys well?
Yeah, not too bad. Me and you did well. We just recapped the leaderboard between the three of us. You're at 26. I'm at 26, and Generation Z, Ollie's at 22.
Slow game.
Hanging in there, but
It's still a long season.
yeah. But he
Yeah.
is special. He's amazing, and he is a snowflake. So let's not give him too much slack.
And his team just did do very, very well on Sunday night.
Exactly. And we will give him a trophy no matter where he finishes.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah. There you go. What a crazy game. Be hard not to discuss Liverpool Man United. You know, I watched it at Fireman's Arms, and I have to say that the crowd started off probably 55 Man United, 45 Liverpool. By the third goal, you could after the third goal, you could see people leaving.
Yeah.
By the fourth goal, it was embarrassing. I mean, I didn't even cheer much for Liverpool anymore. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I can stop. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, 2 goals in 14 minutes is just sort of. And then that third goal was the nail in the coffin, because we've seen before that, like, I mean, you saw against Atletico, Liverpool went 2-0 up quickly, and then Atletico pulled it back, and then it took a solid goal, late in the game to win 3-2. So it's like teams with quality players. I mean, even teams that don't have quality players in football, you can still pull 2 goals back if those 2 goals have come early. But that third one was just the nail in the coffin. It was all downhill from there. But yeah, wonderful to watch Liverpool display that sort of. Yeah, because as bad as United were, I mean, Liverpool were very good.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, up until then, they were okay, but in the league. But this really has ignited the debate on whether Solskjaer is the right guy for the job, which many think he isn't.
It's funny, Kevin, that you mentioned that, because that game, if anybody who's actually watched the Manchester United versus Liverpool game, United actually had the first big chance, and Bruno Fernandes skied it. Yeah, he skied it, and then after that, the floodgates opened. After that, Liverpool were merciless, and 4 goals in the first half. I think, given Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they asked him in terms of when did you realize that you have to limit the damage, and he said when they went 4-0 down, he knew that this could turn into 8. And he has to limit the damage at least.
Wow,
How inspiring.
yeah. It's I guess that was the reality of the game. It looked like one-way traffic. Embarrassing if you were a Man United fan. Great if you were a Liverpool fan, and super if you were just a passive observer.
What does baffle me is that, like, sort of quick aside, if you look at the Lampard fiasco from last year, and then you look at, Solskjaer's last few years, is I understand that they're club legends, but the sort of, the standard route for, like, football managers, especially for any coaches sort of across sports, is that, you gain currency performing well with getting results with, say a fairly good team in a low division, and then your sort of next step up is to take a mid-table or a lower team and do well within those parameters there and slowly work your way up. But for these young club legends to get thrust straight into their first managerial positions in, like, a Chelsea or United, and
that wasn't Solskjaer's first managerial.
First, I'm saying first big, like, managerial
Premier,
position.
yeah.
Sorry, it's like what confuses me is that when it really stood out was I was looking at the guys that were in discussion to replace Solskjaer potentially, and you've got, like, Zidane, Conte, a couple of other huge names, and these are the guys in contention to replace him, and you just think, why were these not the considerations in the first place? How much loyalty is there to an ex-player, to give him that sort of managerial position after relative success in lower leagues, but not,
Yeah, you make some valid points, but I don't think Zidane would have been the answer. He's very temperamental. He's not immune to throwing the odd headbutt, and I don't know if he would have been the right guy to replace. I don't think they should have brought in Mourinho ever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, the problem in this world is we live in a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, take a lot. You know,
That's a great forum.
we live no, but we live in an age where we have expediency. If we want that, we get
Yeah.
it. If we want to see that, we see it. If we want to, we don't. There's no culture of nurture anymore in looking and fostering talents. You know, if you look at the NFL, they've got like 9 rookie quarterbacks playing, 9 or 10 rookie quarterbacks, and 6 of those would normally understudy for 3 to 4 years on an outgoing superstar or accomplished journeyman in quarterback. Now these quarterbacks are being thrust in, so it's the same. It's the same in the Premier League. I think that Ollie's job is safe. I think that Man United are owned by American guys that don't really give a toss if they win the Premier League. As long as they finish 4th and go to the Champions League, they get paid. So, you know, and Ferguson's there in the background, and I think Ferguson enjoys Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being the manager.
Apparently, Sir Alex Ferguson was one of the people that said he deserves another chance because he was under fire, a lot of pressure in terms of if he was going to leave, and obviously the fans left at halftime, some of them as well. But I think you guys are right in terms of we live in an age where everything must happen quickly. People want success quickly, and I think we must get to an acceptance that I think there's only 2 really good elite managers, or at least world-class managers, in the sense of one is Pep, one is Jurgen, and the other thing is if you don't have any of those 2. Just take the success you can get right now and move on to the next, because managerial changes are just going to happen quickly and quickly and quickly and quickly and quickly.
Yeah, there's no quick fix to these things, is there? You know, but it's getting to the stage. You know,
I suppose the counter argument, for United this season is that this is the best squad. You know, I think many feel that this is the best chance United have, the best squad that they're gonna have to ever contend. Not to ever, but like in the last few years, to contend for a Premier League and Champions League sort of success. You know,
Look,
Ronaldo's outgoing.
I think their biggest mistake was signing Ronaldo this year. I think he changes the chemistry of that team. I mean, the Portuguese goat, yeah, fair enough. But since he's come into the team, there seems to be a bit more division there. Even though he scored and everything else, it's he's taking someone's spot. I mean, you take somebody's spot at 35 or whatever he is, you're gonna have those Chinese whispers in the change room.
I saw this meme about Jadon Sancho, like they're even calling him 007 now. Like 0 goals, 0 assists, 7 games.
Anyway,
yeah.
Look, the highlight obviously for last week as well was Chelsea absolutely bitch slapping Norwich, which just goes to show. I mean, we've always said it that Norwich are not meant for this division.
Yeah.
And it shows clearly 7-0. The good news this week is Leeds get to play them.
I don't know. Leeds are pretty
fragile.
I mean, Leeds are favoured at 2 points, but not hugely. I think what are the odds there? 2.13. You know, so that's not bad.
I think we're away, right? So.
Yeah, but.
Well, let's get. Look, it's as always. The Premier League is great to do these silly shows on and make predictions. It's so much fun. And this week should be no different. And straight up, Shakes, we got Leicester hosting Arsenal. What say ye?
If you ever needed a game, for those who are watching, if you ever needed a game that screams of both teams to score, this is the one. I think Leicester obviously don't know how to keep a clean sheet. I think Arsenal as well. They always tend to concede every time they go to Leicester, especially in recent years. But I think also Leicester as well, they come into form, but I don't trust them as yet. At the same point, I'll also say
we've got a classic mid-table clash.
It's a mid-table clash, no doubt about it. And I think it'll be a draw. Unfortunately, I'm gonna go 2-2 on this one, guys.
Shakes, yeah, that was 2-2's my call too.
Yeah, look, Leicester, four wins from 7 games. Oh, sorry, 4 wins from 9 games. They have looked a little. They looked a little better in the last 2, right? I was surprised that they beat Brentford. Brentford's shown themselves to be a decent side this year. I'm not sure what kind of form to take through Leicester's beating of Man United 4-2 after seeing Liverpool drub them, and quite frankly, 5-0 flattered Man United as a scoreline. I can't look at it. I can't look anywhere outside a draw in this game either. 1-1, and you'll probably find that. You'll find that it's so close in the betting. But I'm going to go for a draw, and I think that's one of the first times all 3 of us have gone for a draw.
Let's hope they do too.
Yeah, and then we have Burnley versus the B game. Burnley versus Brentford.
Yeah, I thought Brentford was gonna, do a number over Leicester last week because they have really looked good. Fortunately not, but Burnley yet to win a Premier League game this season. In that relegation zone, Brentford have looked good, so I'm going to back Brentford for 2 weeks in a row, even though they didn't come through for me last week. I'm going to say 2-1 to Brentford.
Shakes?
Yeah, very interesting. The fact that Burnley haven't won a game as yet, and I think Sean Dyche signed a contract extension not so long time ago as well. So I don't know what the situation is there at the moment. I can see Brentford winning, but at the same time, I think I'm going to go with. I think Burnley's going to get their first win this weekend. This is just a chance. I saw Brentford's goalkeeper, their first choice goalkeeper's out for 4 months, I think. So I'm going to go with Burnley to win this one 2-1.
Yeah, well, Brentford have looked solid. They've, scored 11, only conceded 9. Burnley haven't won. They're just on the wrong side of everything. And like you say, they haven't won a game. They've managed to draw 4 of them. But I'm going to go with Brentford 1-0.
Cool.
Next up we have
Brighton.
Newcastle versus Chelsea. Oh God, you got to feel sorry for them. As we said, as I've always said, I don't care how many Arabs come in and buy your football club. There's nothing that they can do
until January.
They can't wave a magic wand and poof, give everybody more power and special gifts that they don't possess. It's a pretty bad team that Newcastle have. And all I see here is a Chelsea 2-0 away win. Yeah. Chelsea won't concede. They've only conceded 3 goals all year, and win 2-0. It won't be pretty, but there's no way Newcastle gets anything out of this game.
3-0 for me. Chelsea just so clinical. You're watching them play, and it's like watching Bayern Munich play, and in a different way. Different styles, but just the sort of the clinical deconstruction of the teams that they play against.
Yeah.
There's this well-oiled machine that is like everyone there knows their role and they're just performing it so well. Thomas Tuchel's also really getting the best out of those players. There's a lot of younger guys in Chelsea's squad that are just sort of going from strength to strength. I mean, Mason Mount was brilliant last weekend,
Sure.
And
when you score 3 goals, you're pretty brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. So
except the only player better than him was Mo Salah.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
Best in the world.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue against that.
Yeah, so 3-0 to me, Chelsea. That's my call.
And I think these teams now, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, have to hold serve, right? Because we're starting to see a little separation from 4th downwards. West Ham occupy that spot, and that's very surprising to me. But these teams, if you want to win the league, you can't lose a game against Newcastle.
Yeah.
You've got to go on.
Especially when all 3 teams, like you're saying, are performing with such equal. It's like it's probably the most consistent. That these 3 top teams have been a lot more consistent in the opening 10 games this year than they were last year. City's share started a little bit shakily last year. Chelsea were up and down. Liverpool weird the entire season, but they've just consistently been great for the past. So it's also, as soon as one team drops, it just gives that other team a big boost.
Yeah. So what's your take on Chelsea Newcastle, Shakes?
Yeah, no, very interesting. Funny enough, every time Chelsea go to Newcastle, sometimes they do struggle, but that's like in past history. Now we're looking at a more poor Newcastle side, and I agree with you guys. I think Chelsea goes there and do the business. And funny enough, in the Norwich game, I know it's just Norwich, but I guess Chelsea looked much better without Lukaku. Perhaps maybe having him out the side might just do wonders for the team. It might help the team to sort of share the responsibility amongst everybody else to get the goals as well. So I do definitely agree. I think 3-0 to Chelsea, that's the score.
Okay, and then we have Liverpool versus Brighton and Hove Albion. Can we look past a Liverpool victory here?
If Liverpool score 5 goals in this game, they'll be the first Premier League side ever to win 3 consecutive top flight Premier League games by 5 or more goals.
No.
But one thinks that those sort of stats probably aren't the primary stats on player and managers' minds when it comes to these games. But I mean, you just can't stop Liverpool scoring at the moment. Injuries to Fabinho, injuries to Naby Keita, but I mean, most of your primary guys still firing there. Mm-hmm. Danny Welbeck's out for Brighton, so that's also a big goal scoring kind of asset to them that they're going to be missing. So for me, I'm thinking 4-1 to Liverpool.
Shakes?
I think, yeah, you said 4-1 to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot of goals, I gotta admit. I think you're right in the sense that there will be goals. Funny enough, Brighton has started off really well this season, but they've kind of fallen off. The last 4 games they haven't won at all. So you sort of wonder where that has gone. It's another quality side in Liverpool. I think Liverpool, they're on form. Mo Salah seems that everything he hits turns into goal, and it's gold, right? Yeah. So I probably would say Liverpool to win this one. I'll go 2-1. I think Brighton have got more resilience than other teams. I say 2-1.
Okay. Yeah, look, my view is that this football, like a lot of sports, is a game of confidence, and there's no team more confident than Liverpool. They put out the best 11 players in the Premier League in the world, for my money.
Yeah.
And they play for fun. They're having fun again, and they're not. They've got a couple of injuries, but they don't have anywhere near the injury that they were saddled with last year. And Brighton's been tricky for them over they beat Liverpool last year 1-0 and drew with them in the previous game 1-1. So it's a potential banana peel for Liverpool, but with the way that Mo Salah, Mane, I just can't.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Did you see what Jurgen Klopp said about Bobby after the game? About Bobby Firmino. He said, Salah has obviously been brilliant. Mane has been firing again. He said, but just like, he said, we're so grateful for Bobby, and he knows how grateful we are for what he does. He said, I'm not going to say he invented it, but the way he interprets the false 9 and the way that he plays that is just unmatched in the world at the moment. He says, and the fact that he finishes off too is a bonus. But, that guy firing this year has also been so central because he wasn't last year, and I think that the problems in Liverpool ran deep last year. When you talk about they've got a couple of injuries this year, they had some core injuries last year that changed the entire dynamic, and what compounded that was that guys like Bobby weren't performing the role that they're expected to in that setup.
Yeah.
And this year everything's just coming together again.
Yeah, it is, and it is beautiful football to watch, I have to say, even as a Leeds fan. I can't see Brighton touching them. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.